Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're receiving this video. Praying all is well for you. Once again, it is I, Pamela, Conscious Queen, up in here. Hey, wanted to come in and speak with you guys. And well, how's everyone doing? Hope everybody is wonderful, amazing. Hey, you are the light. Shine your light. Hey, welcome to my channel. Once again, I appreciate you for coming back. I thank you. Hey, life is starting to get interesting in the stories I'm telling you and the experiences I'm telling you about. Hey, the dark night of the soul, that was a fucking crazy time for me. Very crazy. Because and I'm not trying to get on in it right now, but I'm going to ease you on into it because I did not know what was going on. Um, hey, I grew up in Kansas City, Kansas, ended up in Oklahoma um, with my mom at first and my two children. Um, life was life. I didn't understand a lot of what was going on. I questioned a lot, especially when my dad died. I questioned a lot what was going on. But then life went on. That was when I was 15, 16. But missed my dad. Talked to God constantly. I did. Um, my move to Lawton changed me. Right before I moved to go to Lawton, everybody, the dark night of the soul hit me, I believe. I was confined to my room, choice, still moving around the home because at the time my son and my daughter and their children were living with me, and but nobody understood what I was going through. Nobody understood. My children, my grandchildren, no one understood. But marriage ended of 10 years, sister passing. She was my best friend, um, whom reincarnated into another individual that I know it's her. But I know she's still here. I know she's still here. But yeah, was confined to my room, lounging all day, nightgown and robe, whatever I was wearing. I was just not in the mood to talk, to do anything, socialize. I was a bitch, believe me. I walked around with a frown on my face constantly. I think people were afraid to approach me. I did not want to live. I wanted to just dry up. My kids were putting me through some things. I didn't understand that, especially with what I was going through. I guess I wanted everybody to, it was a woe is me. I was always woe is me, woe is me. When is this going to go away? Or when is life going to get better? But it didn't seem like it was getting better. It was a mundane thing. Shit was just happening. I was working, barely working. Now, I haven't worked in some years, okay? But disabilities, okay? But by me not working, nothing to do, at the house all day, that type thing, hearing everybody's problems. At that time, people's stuff was amplified at that time. I did not know. I just thought that they were just, ooh, what. But my move to Lawton, I got there, was with my BFF down there. She treated me like a queen. God had opened up the windows of heaven through her, and my sister appeared in her. My sister's energy, my sister's persona appeared in my best friend and talked to me and loved on me and all of that. And I was still in a bad way. I got down there and I was saying to Linda, hey, I'm not doing God and Jesus and the church and all of that. And I was just in a bad way and denounced God, denounced Jesus, denounced whatever was relationship I had with that. It seemed like nothing was going. I was called myself doing everything I needed to do. Yeah, was I smoking, drinking? Yeah, I was doing all that. Now, was I in church? Yeah, I was there too. You know, and thought I had a relationship with God, and thought I was doing the things He wanted me to do. You know, And being in the church, I was, I was watched. So, and my mom was in church. My children, we were all in church. And of course, you are somebody different. When I was there, I was different. If you need me, I'm there. I got you. I was that type person. I was a people pleaser. I wanted to make sure everybody was happy. I didn't want anybody to worry or stress or anything. So if you needed me, you got me. But I had drained from that. So in Lawton, there was no church at first. And I went down there, got the apartment, and nice apartment. Had nothing. Went down there with some bags, suitcases. I had a storage up in the city. Eventually, I went back and got my stuff out of storage. But you know what? Material things didn't mean shit to me. I could have left that and let it go, like I've done in the past. But that last one, it didn't. Material things don't mean that to me. I'm not impressed anymore by material shit. I could have just the simplest thing. And I thank God for that, because He lavished me with the most beautiful things, the most beautiful people in my life that people gave unto my bosom. They gave to me everything I had. Didn't have to purchase shit. I'm just saying the blessing overtook me. The Spirit overtook me. So I'm in Lawton and with my best friend, and in my apartment, and I'm in there, kind of separated with my children at that time. I moved away from them. My son was upset. My daughter was, she wasn't upset, but, Mama, you should have stayed up here. My son said, why you moved down there? I can't get to you. I can't help you. I can't take care of you down there. I said, well, I didn't necessarily move me. Spirit moved me. God moved me. And all I could think about was a passage in the Bible when Abraham was leaving and God told him not to worry about it. Don't, wonder where you go. I will lead you. I will guide you. That part. So I knew that was happening. I had a knowing that that's what was happening. So in the apartment in Lawton, and I was there for 2 years. I was there for 2 years. The first part of the first year, it was okay. I was meeting the people around in the apartment complex and getting back out there. I went down with the intention of, I'm not opening my door and going out and socializing with nobody. That was my intention. But I got down there, and as soon as I opened my door, I'm drawn to somebody, or somebody's drawn to me. And I'm a friendly person. I love you. I love you right off the bat. Without even knowing who you are, I love you. So that's the way I opened up my door. I told my best friend, I'm not going out there. I'm not talking to people. I'm not trying to, hear what they got to say and all that. But I opened my door. I opened my door. I did. I opened my door and was back out there socializing, as in conversating to people about God, about the Spirit, and how the Spirit moved. Now, hear me that everybody's journey is different. Everybody's relationship with God is different. But I was trying to tell them what I was feeling and what I was experiencing. And maybe for a minute there, excuse me, I would try to, convert them for a minute, but not convert them. Just wanted to let them to know that the grass is greener over here. Now, was I perfect? No, I was not. And for a long time, I never cared if I was perfect. I still conversated with God. I still loved God. He was still there until I denounced him, okay? Then, by me denouncing him, and I'm in Lawton, I figured out that by me denouncing God, moving him out of my life, turning my back, doing my own thing, that you're pretty much left to your own. You have nobody. If you really have nobody then. Because if you're not talking and conversating with the other people, and you don't have God over here, you're left to yourself. My mind in there just working, and I'm in there and for a minute there, I even checked myself in. My best friend, well, not my best friend, but one of my other friends, Kevin, she suggested that I go and get checked in because I wasn't myself. I was not myself. I didn't want to live, I'm telling you, but I just couldn't do it, didn't have that courage. Now, if somebody had killed me or shot me, or I'd have fell off of the curb and hit a car would have hit me, that would have been wonderful. But I was a little nervous to do it myself. Now, listen, stay with me. Excuse me, y'all. The apartment started getting dark. Me and my children were at odds. They like I can't come down there, and I wanted to see them. They weren't even calling. I had grandchildren. Nobody was communicating. And right before that, I think it was 4th of July, and they wanted me to come up to Oklahoma City to spend time with them. And I'm like, no, y'all come down here. So there was a difference of I'm mama, and we always used to do it at my establishment where I'm at. But no, they're grown. Okay, they wanted to do it where they were and da-da-da. But I said, no, I'm not coming. And days they didn't call me, talk to me, or nothing. So I felt lost. I felt like, okay, take it back a little bit. I'm a mother, first off. Well, I'm a woman, but I'm a mother, second, okay? So my mothering all those years of people, of my children, I didn't know how to shut that off. I didn't know how to shut that off. And I'm crying around to my neighbors saying that my children just abandoned me. I didn't feel loved and I didn't feel connected. Now, another thing is I was a giver. I'm a giver. I gave. A lady over there had 2 children. She had no food. Her and her man might have been doing some drugs or whatever. I'm a grandma. I'm a mother. I felt for her. I had her come into my kitchen, get whatever she needed. She could have took all of that to feed her children. Now, she probably was getting stamps. She probably was getting all of that. But for me to see the children looking like they were looking, and she would constantly come over and ask for this and that, baby, just take it all. You can have it all. I wasn't worried about me. I didn't want to be here no more anyway. If I didn't eat, I didn't care. I didn't. But I loved on her and her children, and in return got that love back, and it was wonderful. But I turned into opening my door and talking to people, being empathic. I'm connected with them so I could feel them. Many days people were telling me their stories. I'm crying. I am crying, trying to figure out how I can help them get out of this situation, get them to understand that it's not over. But this was before me going back to God. But, and I wasn't even in a place of myself of being encouraged. I wasn't even in a place of myself of knowing that I was taken care of. I wasn't. I was not. But God showed me. God showed me. I heard something over there, so I turned to see what that was. But God showed me. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit showed me that I was important, that I was cared for, that I'm loved. Spirit showed me that. So, and at that time, I wasn't feeling it from nobody, from nothing. My kids, especially the people I'd been with all their lives, wasn't trying to connect with me. I'm in there in the darkest place in my apartment, in the darkest place, crying, talking to my BFF on the phone. Why am I here? What's my purpose? I didn't know where I was going. I could have just shriveled up and dried up in that apartment. I didn't care. I pushed my baby sister away. She was calling me, and me and her was seeing difference. She was talking God, God, God in my ear. I didn't want to hear about it, didn't want to talk about it. Dark place. I wasn't taking care of myself properly, hygienes or anything. My hair probably was matted on my head. I did not care. I would go outside to take the trash. If I went out to take the trash, looking crazy, voices going on in my head, talking to me. You're alone, my voice was telling me. You're alone now. You know. I would cry to my neighbors, and they would comfort me and say, "Oh, Pamela, you know what? Your children will be back to you. Life will be better for you. It'll get back to the way it was." I didn't see that. So then a young lady that I knew from way back, my best friend's niece, I call her Tina, little Tina. She came, and she's a hairstylist. Okay, she's a beautician. And she came to do my hair one time over to my apartment. And she came in, and I think I was, my tears, they were always right there. I could cry at any moment. Anything could just drop. I could drop. And she came in, excuse me. She came in, and she was doing my hair, and she said, Miss Pam, she said, "Well, where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I'm saying 5 years. I'm talking about the next second. I don't know if I didn't want to be here. I didn't. Well, anyway, she informed me about a seminar she was having, and regarding what you call those boards, vision boards. I went to her seminar. It was very enlightening, but I was still trapped somewhere, okay? Wait with me. Still trapped somewhere, but I was still trapped somewhere. So even after she did my hair, and I went to her seminar, I think this was afterwards, but my friend Kevin came in. Kevin's in the medical field. Kevin came over, and Kevin was saying, "Pamela, you don't seem okay." She said, "I think you need to get yourself checked in." So I went and got myself checked in. Yeah, because I wasn't feeling no type of way. I think I could have really did some things to myself if I'd have stayed in there any longer. Yeah, by myself. So I checked myself in, and they have to have you in there for 72 hours. This is another place I went to for, rehabilitation, whatever I needed. Rest of my mind to get on their meds. Now, I no longer take those meds, but to get on their meds at the time to calm my mind down, and so I could think. So I went to this place. Food was excellent. The staff was amazing. My rest was real rest. That my thinking slowed down because of the medications. They want to get us. And so I could think. I started taking care of myself. I was only in there for maybe 3-4 days, but started taking care of myself a little bit more. I got home. After that, I left there, got home. My nephew came pick me up, Jeremy. After that, I got home, and somebody else had my key. I think my friend Kevin had my key because she locked up when I left there. So I couldn't get back in, and didn't respond with getting corresponding with her, and I had to climb through a window. So I think my nephew climbed through the window. Anyway, I went around to the front, opened up my door. Oh my goodness. Oh, opened up my door, and the darkness that was in there. The dust on everything. Now, remember, I'm this orderly person. I'm a neat fanatic. I'm just, everything has to have its place, its order. It has to weigh and balance out. I know y'all might see this above my head, and I got one on, but it's not balanced. But everything has to be. Even, when I was going through this madness. But I come in there, open the doors, like dust hit me in the face. All that negative energy that was in there that I left there. I left all of that there. I left it all there. All of the negative energy, all of that lower vibration shit. And that was when I came in, opened that door, thanked my nephew, thanked God. And I said, "Oh, God, you're not in here." That's when I fell right to my knees, and I prayed, and I thanked him. I thanked him for the 4 days I just had of easing the pressure on my mind, on my heart, about how people felt about me, about how my children felt about me, about what me and my children were going through, about how I didn't want to socialize with people. So I thanked him for everything. At that moment, I could feel a peace coming over me. Now, that wasn't the only dark night of the soul that I went through. I'm sure I have spurts of it here and there. That's trying to, and that's karma. It's trying to tell me something. It's trying to teach me something, okay? So at that time in Lawton, it was trying to teach me how to be alone. It was preparing me for my future. Well, not alone. I'm going to be married. I was married. But I'm saying for me to be okay. And it tried to ease me away from the mothering that I was doing for everybody and start to take care of myself. I went into my apartment, opened up windows, opened up doors, cleaned it up, got it back in order. Man, was I shining? Yes, I was. I was beaming from the inside out. And so I got back and my BFF came to visit me. Now, like I said, I had to go back in. I had to go repent. I'm just saying the things I felt like I had to do. I had to go repent. I had to go speak to God, talk to God, apologize to God. I had to go and do all of that. I had to humble myself tremendously because I was the one that turned my back. I was the one that went my way. He was there the whole time, still watching over me, still providing for me, still caring for me. And at that time of the dark night of the soul I was going through, like I said, I wasn't eating. I gave everything, every food I had away. I had water. I had bottles and bottles of water. I don't know why I was drinking water. Didn't even know that. But at that whole period right there, I was fasting and I didn't even know it. I was living on water. Through all that madness, I was living on water. Not saying I didn't go in there and nibble a grape or have some tea. My best friend would come over and try to be there for me. I know I was freaking her out. She didn't know what was going on with me. She didn't know. But she loved me through it. Thank you, Linda. I love you. Smooches, Linda. She was there for me. She was like a nurse, a counselor. She was there. She was a chauffeur. She was an advisor. She was there for me. She was a provider. And I was telling her constantly, stop doing this for me, Linda. Stop doing that for me, Linda. Stop. She never did. She was always there. Shoulder, money. She didn't smoke cigarettes, but I do. She would bring me cartons of cigarettes. Yeah, she was an enabler, but I love her. She wasn't doing it on a bad tip. I love you, Linda. She was there for me. She was God was providing for me through her. I'm in love with her. I wanted to be close to her. But she said, no, BFFs ain't got to do all that. So it is what it is, Linda. I love you. But, so, and so she would come over. We'd have tea. I'm playing spiritual music again. I'm in there, got the anointing going on up in there. I mean, believe me, I was in church. So I know all of what was going on with me, the upper room. You talking about the energy that was up in there, you could cut it with a knife. I was vibing beams out of my every cavity, beaming. The things that were happening, there were coincidences, synchronicities. There were things that started to happen. I had this mustard yellow shirt, and I thought I needed some mustard yellow shoes to go with it. Got this mustard yellow purse. Do you not know the next day, the shoes, I saw them at the store. Bought them. Complete. Universe had answered me. Didn't I? And then I started listening to frequency music then. I started listening to vibrational music then. I started, seemed like I was levitating. The energy in me that was just off the chain. I was so thankful, so grateful, so blessed, above, beyond measure. People were knocking at my door. I had just met at the apartments, knocking at my door, bringing me plates of food. I had another young man that was knocked at my door. He says, Miss Pam, I was at the metaphysical store, and I have these stones I want to give you. I'm like, stones? Okay. And that was God too. How was that I just appeared in this young man's mind? My best friend was the first one to give me my first stone. I love my stones, and my stones love me. I have an array of stones and crystals, gems, and everything. Yes, I got information for each one. I'm a journalist, so I made a book for my crystals. Yes, but God, just the power and everything I thought was over, and me and my daughter, we hadn't talked. Me and my son said, if you helping these people down here, he says, I can't help you because you giving away what I'm giving you. I said, but you know what? I get it back, son. I get it back tenfold. I get it back 100-fold. I get it back. And it might not be them giving me the same thing I gave them, but we're giving back. It's a give and take. But he stopped talking to me because I was helping other people. Not so much more the doormat anymore. Not so much more the people pleaser, but just wanted people to be happy and to know that they're loved. That was all I wanted. And before that stage of the dark night of the soul, years ago, and it might have never stopped. So maybe it comes up in spurts, I'm not for sure. But that was a place where I wanted to die, and then where God resurrected me. Did I say 3 or 4 days? 3 days, 4 days at the place I was at? Then I come home and it was a whole total different scenery for me. Veil lifted. I felt something spiny in I'm serious. It was a Kundalini awakening. I was, and you think I'm shining now? No, then I couldn't. And then at the apartments, we had a thing called the table. Me and some other young ladies kind of got that together, and people were coming and talking or telling what they were going through. We took that on. But I would sit outside of my apartment. I'd wake up with my cup of coffee at 6 a.m, and I would dash back and forth periodically inside, use the bathroom, get some more water, bring some waters out, bring some snacks out. I was sitting out there and dabbing sweat. My skin started to crystallize. You could see little blings of crystal, and I didn't care about getting darker and darker. And then at the end of the evening, everybody would disperse, and I'd finally go on in. And I would go in and shower off all of that I've been through that day. I was learning things then I didn't know nothing about. Then I become a queen. I didn't know that I was a queen, and I am. Well, with that, guys, I'm going to end that one. And see, when I talk back on these stories, they do something to me. I hope they encourage you. I hope that something resonates with you in what I'm telling you. I'm not trying to convert anybody. Everybody is an individual. Everybody has their own journey.